Hey, what up, y'all? I'm back talking about some more Black Panther stuff and some other things, mainly about knowing why you believe what you believe in, that sort of thing. So, as always, we know how this go. Go to akashicomics.com, banner down there, all that stuff. Go there, get the books, get Void Beast 1 through 4, um, The Extraordinary Messiah, Souls of Chaos, stuff like that. And so, before I get to all that other wild and crazy stuff about about Namor and everything. What's going on, man? Before we get to all of that, I wanted to talk about knowing yourself, and knowing why you believe what you believe. A lot of y'all see that I say stuff about Killmonger and Namor and folks being right. In part, and a lot of it is jokes. A lot of it is jokes and stuff. And I don't agree when I talk about. I don't necessarily agree with the killing. Uh, Give me some time. Give me some time, brother. And Javon, I'll be giving you a hard time, but I'll be playing with you, man. Let's say I respect you. I respect what you do. I respect your projects and stuff. Never think that just because I be talking crazy. This is. I keep telling folks that all of this stuff is fun to me. Like none of this, all this comic stuff and doing this is fun to me. Now my other business stuff, that's that's serious shit. That's helping people not be homeless, stuff like that, and everything. Uh, it's all in fun, brother. And so I like all of that, like all that other stuff. That I'm helping families not be homeless because they got bullshit landlords they coming from, stuff like that. That's what really mattered to me. So, and I'll probably start talking about that a little bit later, but I'm still getting some things straightened out with that. But I talk about this because it's fun. But the thing about it, before I move on to the other stuff, is knowing where you stand at. Because a lot of people are gonna bust you over your head about what you talking about and your personal stance on things and everything. And for me, I don't see myself as a person that goes along with what's being told. And the reason why I say stuff like Killmonger and what I'm gonna get into about with Namor and stuff is because throughout history, there's been vile people that just come in and do trifling shit to people. And I am not of the belief that you don't you don't do what they're doing. Now, you don't go when it comes to the back and forth. I like fighting. And I'm not talking about watching it on TV. I'm not talking about I grew up fighting, hands being thrown consistently. And then I got into like MMA, jiu-jitsu and stuff, and it helped me understand why I thought the way I thought. And it helped me direct it a little bit more. But I'm a firm believer in setting up your plan and finishing that and doing what you have to do, because fighting is a conversation. Fighting is a conversation. And I got this from Roddy Ferguson, uh, uh, judo black belt, world champion, that sort of thing, all that stuff. And he's on my page too. I like that dude, very intellectual dude. Um, but it's like fighting is a conversation, and it's like, okay, this is what we're gonna do. I'm going to push you, and when I push you, I'm going to do this, and I'm going to put you over there, and you're going to stay there. And you say, no, 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 I'm not going to do that. I'm not going to. You're not going to do that to me. When you push me, I'm going to push you back, and you're going to stay over there and leave me alone. And you say, no, 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 no. I'm going to punch you in the face because you put me over here, and I'm not staying over here. And that's the whole conversation without any words being said. That's the conversation that's going on with fighting. And I feel like a lot of stuff that we get taught when it comes to these hero stories and such, that a lot of that gets taken out because there's a point where you're saying, where it's like you're going to stop. And this is what I believe. This is what I believe, that you're saying I'm going to stop and I'm not going to do anything else. But that's not how it works in the world. From Cecil Rhodes going over into Africa and cutting off hands and feet of black people, to slavery, to what happened to Jewish people, to what happened to Asian people. People take these leaps and they keep doing and they keep doing. But the people that go in and defend this stuff, they're going to tell you, we did this and we had these conversations and we shot a couple of people. Yeah, some people died, but we didn't go overboard. But then when you hear from other people that were there, it's like, yo, there was a lot of stuff that we did that was trifling. It's like we did a lot of stuff that was trifling. We dropped bombs on kids, we killed this and that. And then we got this belief that we shouldn't go and do X, Y, and Z to get the job done. I'm not of that belief that you don't kill these people. I'm not of that belief, and I never will be. I'm saying that at that point, when you're dealing with somebody that is being violent towards you, you take that person out. You take out whoever is with them, and then you just you go from there and you deal with from there. Now, all this other stuff that people be talking about, I'm not with. I'm fine. Like, I'm personally fine with. There was times growing up to where it was like, okay, I have to fight. I'm in a situation where me and my friends or everybody we have to fight, and we have to beat the mess out of these people because we have to come through here all the time. Like this area we're walking through, we have to. One of my friends' house is on this area on this side. Another one of my friends' house is on this side. So there's this little gap that you have to walk through, and this is down in Southern California. There's no way that we're going to get around this unless we go all the way around like 5 blocks up or go 5 blocks around, and we have to go all the way out the way, right? And the shortest way is to go down this one street. And if we go down that street, we know that somebody's going to get harassed, whether it was one of my friends in the past that some stuff happened to, or one of us that we got harassed about, or somebody else that got harassed. I'm not of the belief that doing all this roundabout shit. Like, I'm just not, because you're going to keep treating me and everybody to come down this road or street however you want to, and it's not going to go that way. So it's like, and I'm not explaining. So let me talk a little bit more. Me and my friends grew up in Southern California. There was always back and forths and stuff with, like, whether it was gangs, Crips, Blood, Mexican gangs, all that stuff. And so this street that I'm talking about, we going down, they always bothering one of us. Always bothering one of us. They either taking chains, they doing whatever. And it's like, it's always a thing where it's like, no matter what we do, we're going to get bothered coming down this damn street. And so we had a long day one time. Long day. It was, we almost got into it with some next door neighbors that were Crips. Whole family was just Crips, just blew out everybody, Crips and everything. We like, oh God. So we all talked that out. We talked to the mother, the dad, the uncle, and they weren't even involved in anything. And then so we're walking back to one of my other friends' house. And this is the street that there's a whole bunch of gang folks on. And it's like, oh God. I'm on the phone talking to somebody, walking, and we hear rocks getting thrown. We hear people speaking Spanish, talking crazy to us and all kinds of shit. And I'm like, I don't know what's going on, but something's happening. Next thing you know, I'm still on the phone. Like 5 or 6 people come across the street, just run across the street. I'm like, oh shit. I'm like, oh, here we go. Because they're talking, I'm yelling back like, I don't know what you're saying, and blah, 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 blah. They jet across. Me and my friends, we all turn around and we stop. It's like 5 of us. We all stop and we're looking like, okay, so we're not going to turn our backs and keep walking, because if we turn our backs and keep walking, one of y'all going to snuff us and we might get caught, and the next thing you know, we messed up. So we got this whole standoff where we just looking back and forth at each other. One of my friends is over here, his sister's back here. I'm standing, there's 2 guys in front of me. And so we all looking and we just wait. We like, okay, so look, you get the usual, this our block, blah, 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 blah. And I'm like, okay, they was like, you need to such and such. Like, look, we ain't going nowhere. We're gonna walk backwards, and we're gonna keep walking backwards until Y'all decide to go wherever you're gonna go, but then we kind of hit a point where my friend was like up against the car. He couldn't walk backwards. And so we standing there, and it's like, oh shit. And so we standing there like, look, we just gonna go. We just gonna mind our business and keep it moving. Back and forth, back and forth. So finally, one of the dudes decides to get froggy and jump on one of my closest friends. He jumps on him, and so we all standing there. We watching. It was like, okay, I'm watching because I know my man got this. Like I had no kind of inkling about it that it wasn't gonna happen because it was funny. It was funny because he hits my friend, like, ha! Hits him, and my friend looks over at me like when he hits him, like takes him, bow, throws him up against the car. he's mollywopping this dude. And so we all just standing there watching it. We all just standing there like, okay, it's one-on-one right now. We're gonna let it be that, and then we're gonna go on by our way. One of the other dudes that's standing in front of me decides to dart towards my friend. Oh shit. I got the phone in my hand because I'm still on the phone with the person I'm talking to, like, oh, I'm telling them everything to go on. He darts, I hit him in the face. So it's like, well, I'm in it. And then the other dude that was by the guy that was standing next to me, we all fighting. But like I'm fighting two of them. My friend is throwing this dude around. Then he hopping on another guy. His sister jumping on some other people that came across the street. And all this is going on inside the middle of the street. We doing all of this. Just fighting. just everybody stopping in the streets and shit. And we just standing here. We just fight. And so I'm beating the piss out of one dude, knock the other dude over, do all this. I'm getting hit in the face, and then I get them off me because I shake one guy off, then I pop the other guy and they go off. We fight enough to where I was wearing my glasses at the time, and I lost my glasses. And so we leave, and I go to my other friend's house, and I'm like, shit, I lost my glasses. I'm broke as hell at the time. Like I'm broke as hell at the time. I ain't got no money to get nothing. I'm like, there ain't no way. There was no way that I'm not that I'm like, I can't walk. I gotta go back and get my glasses. And so we go back. And the people come outside and they were like, and then it was like 5 of us. So when we go back, it was like 8 of us, I think. We go back and see what's going on. And it's like they came out and talked to us. They were the people that lived there said, they were like, we don't have them around here anymore. They gave me my glasses, actually. They came out, they were like, hey, your glasses, this and that. We didn't let him get broken or anything. And I was like, oh, okay, cool. And they were like, we aren't sending them, we getting them out of here. They be causing trouble, blah, 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 blah. Such and such. And we always wondered if we were going to see them again. We always wondered. And we never saw them again. And it's one of those things where, for me, I'm a firm believer in beating the shit out of a person. Like this isn't one. This is several instances in my life to where it's like you beat the piss out of them until they don't mess with you no more. You do this not because you want to be violent, but because you have to do that to live your peaceful life sometimes. You have to take these people out to live your peaceful life sometimes. And so my beliefs come from these experiences in my life. So when I talk about this stuff, I fully believe that to a certain extent, I jokingly, I fully believe that, you do these things because these people will hurt you. These people will take advantage of you. These people will do things to you that you aren't necessarily fine with in this whole let me be passive and I'm not going to do anything. That's not how it works, because these people are going to hurt you if you don't do anything about it. And this is why when it comes to a lot of stuff I hear in like nerd community, and I don't get with it because that was never me. That was never me. You're not going to keep talking wild shit to me and I don't slap the shit out you. It's like growing up, I got talked about. I got called. Y'all see me? I'm a dark skinned dude. You think I didn't have to grow into this nose and ears and shit and my teeth messed up and everything? You think I didn't have to grow into that? I had to grow into my nose and stuff. I got called everything. every name in the book. Like everybody talk about African booty scratcher and all this stuff. People talk about that shit now. And like, I'm not even from Africa, and I got called that. I got called Matumbo, Olajuwon. It's like it, and I was tall and skinny. And I've talked about this before. And it's just a thing where I'm like, that's what has shaped my belief. I don't do, and I don't talk about, that's why when we talk about this, I have a hard time listening to y'all because I was there and I seen certain people get treated like that. And then I'm some people for other people. But I never got treated like that because it was like, no, you're not going to treat me however you want to without it being conflict. Without it being confrontation and conflict. You're not going to treat me and say whatever you want to about me, and I'm just going to sit here and cry about it. Y'all don't see me crying about, well, you know, these people did me like that. No, we will talk about it, and we'll handle it. Any creator or somebody in the comic community that decide they want to talk too crazy, we can talk about it, but there's going to be some bullshit. And I say that because we get to stuff like the whole, when people decide to just keep talking, like I keep talking about it because it's fun to me. And I believe it to a certain extent, like with the Killmongers and stuff like that. But I want you to know that I believe that because history has shown me that people are going to beat you across the head until you do something about it. And even and sometimes you may have to strategically back up. Sometimes you may have to just bust folks in the head. But I believe in you being offensive in what you're doing, offensive in your defense. And that's why I liked going into what I'm talking about. That's why I like the Namors. That's why I like the Killmongers. And you ain't gonna change my mind. If he had to kill a bunch of people, I don't care because it was a thing. Yes, it is selfishness. Yes. John Henry Clark said that Black people need to start doing. What did he say? He said that Black people need to start practicing the essential survival skill of selfishness, something like that, something to that effect. And when I heard him say that, I was like, that's interesting. Because y'all be jumping out the boat, be talking about, well, he wrong, and then he's gonna kill all these people, and then, so what? At some point, you better get selfish enough to say that I matter more than this other stuff that's going on. And that's where I stand. Because I'm going to tell y'all, with my family matters more than any of this other shit that's going on. You're not going to tell me, well, you shouldn't do that. I will go knock a person's head off if need be when it comes to the people in my house. I will knock their head clean off their shoulders if I have to for the people in my family. And I will offensively do it if I have to. If I know that some people over here or something are an issue, I will offensively go after these people and do what I got to do to protect mine. So you can argue all day. He was wrong. I believe in it because I'm seeing how people have been treated. I'm seeing how people have been disenfranchised. Let's even go. And the thing about it is, people talk about white people and the white people shouldn't do, but if you go over European history, they understand that. Like they'll talk about the killing, and they'll talk, that's not right, because he was talking about killing the white people and this and that. But then when you go over European history and how they've treated each other and how they beat up and murdered and went down and hurt each other, they knew that after a time it was like, yo, we don't have to be offensive in what we're doing to these people. Now you can call it doing what the enemy did and all this other stuff, but I don't care. You don't do what they do. Yes, you do. To protect you and your own, yes, you do. Yes, you do. You can, I'm not against coming up with peaceful solutions. I ain't against that. You know what I'm saying? I ain't against that when that is deemed useful. But if you're dealing with a motherfucker that's gonna kill you and kill your whole family, then you being peaceful ain't gonna work. That's not how that works. So it's like, how do you fix it? Do you play the game that we've been played into believing that you got to go and vote and all kind of other stuff that's going to change it when that's not what's happening? I'm promoting my philosophy. I don't care about nobody else's philosophy. I don't care. Like if we're gonna work together and you say, hey, this is what we're gonna do, and it's like we're gonna do this, I'll stand back and be like, hey, okay, I'll do what you say do if that'll work. If you're saying that this will work, I'll sit back and I'll wait for it to work. But if it doesn't and it causes me to lose more of what I got going on, then I'm like, yo, you're gonna have to move out the way, because what you're doing is causing other people to get hurt. And for me and mine, I ain't having it. Now I can leave, and I can leave you where you at and let it be what it is. That's fine too. But after a while, no. We're not doing that to where me and mine is getting messed up while you trying to be peaceful and all this other shit. No. We're not doing that. Not for me and mine. Not for me and mine. So it's not going. It's not going to change anything for me. I'm not going to think differently. I don't mind being peaceful. I've been peaceful with many people. It's like, look, like I said, the family, and I threw that in there on purpose. The Crip family that we was going with, it was an issue where the dude threw a pot, hit me in the chest and stuff, and he was talking about fighting one of my other friends, and then so we back and forth just barking all day for hours. And it's a thing where one of my other friends came over and he talking, and then so we talked to the whole family, and it's like, look, this is what happened. This is what happened. Your son or nephew did this. He was going against this friend. He came, he seen me. Then he didn't want nothing, but he threw a pot. It happened to hit me. So I'm like, okay, me and you got to go and all this other stuff. I'm fine with chilling and not doing nothing to nobody. I will leave the situation alone. I will leave it alone. They say, we'll keep him away from y'all. And if you see him, don't say nothing, don't do nothing. They turn to him. It's like, if you see one of them, don't say nothing, don't do nothing. This is the whole Crip uncle, daddy, and mama. They're telling their son, like, look, if you see him, if you see any of them, you don't mess with them. We just gonna be cool and we're gonna leave it alone. Because they came and we talked and we left it alone. I'm all for that. I'm all for that. But when you're seeing that the other situation was different, to where it's like, these people are always messing with people. They done put hands on other people. They done took something from our other friends. We trying to avoid it. And then when we get there, they pulling the same shit. No, I got to beat your motherfucking ass, because if I don't, you gonna keep playing games and keep bothering other people, or think you're gonna keep stealing from folks and doing whatever. So no. I always reserve the right to fuck you up. like I always reserve that right. And so that's that. And sometimes it got to be offensive. It's been times where it's like, yo, we know where they at. We're going to do what we got to do. And these people did something. We know where they at. We're going to go find out where they at. And we're going to go from there. And so that's my thing about with just understanding, and why you better have a strong understanding about where you stand at. Because people online will start throwing shit at you and start talking crazy to you. And then you sit here, man, I don't understand why they be like this and why they treat me, and then they talk to me and it hurt my feelings. Fuck all that. I know who I am. And I know what I stand on. Sometimes even when people talk to me, I'll think back and be like, man, maybe I'm wrong. But then it's like, I got personal experience and then historical evidence that with what the people like Killmonger and Namor were talking about, they had every right to do to take out what they did. I don't care about anybody that's in that path that they're trying to get to, especially if you're kicking it with them. That's part of the game. We're not gonna play this like we don't know that that's part of the game. And so going on to the main thing I'm saying about this part is just, don't let people, if you know what you've experienced, and this is like for instance, I'm even use myself. I may say certain things about, I use women and women. So if a woman can say, yo, this happens to you, this happens to me, I may never agree. But she needs to stand on what she believes, because she knows what her experience is. She needs to stand on it. Stand on it. Don't let, even if I don't believe it, you stand on it, because your experience is different. I'm a 6'4", 200-something pound black dude that has fought, actually knows how to fight, still does it to this day, and everything else. And even if I didn't know how, I'm still a big 6'4", 250 whatever pound black dude that got a natural jujitsu just looking at me. So it keeps me insulated from certain things. So I'm not going. So even no matter if I tell a woman that ain't true and that ain't this and that, don't listen to me. You know, we gonna go back and forth about it. We may go back and forth about it, but you know what your belief is. You know what has happened to you. That's fine. I don't have to understand it. But you hold on to yours, and you know, don't sit there and rethink. Man, maybe you're right because no. If you know what you're now, if you're just talking out your ass and you just talking, that's different. Man, woman, whoever. If you're just talking out your ass, that's different. But I'm saying if you know, like, hey, this is happening not to somebody else. This is what's happening to me. This is the things that I know. And then I say, this is the things that I know. We're just going to have to agree to disagree and keep it moving. Or even not agree to disagree. We're just going to have to disagree and keep it moving. But don't let it be a thing where you get shaky on yourself and you start thinking something different about yourself. Don't let it be that. Because you sit down and you talk and you go through what you got to go through with yourself and understand where you're coming from and how you're doing what you're doing and why you believe what you believe. You got to go back and think about it. So that's why when I say that they right, I know why I believe what I believe. Because I've been in situations where I have to fight. I've been in situations where I got to talk it out. And I can read historically that once somebody starts taking advantage of you, they continue to take advantage of you until you stop. Until you stop them. And that's why, like I said, even with Europeans, they beating up on each other, messing each other up. Vandals, the Vikings, the Visigoths, all these people just run around killing each other, fighting each other. Then after a while, they're like, you know what? We need to go somewhere else and do this. Am I saying it's right? I'm not saying it's right. I'm not saying it's right. But they figured, look, we gonna get these motherfuckers off our backs. We're gonna get these other ones off our backs, and we're gonna do whatever we got to get them off our backs. So America was built. It's like outside of black people building it, but as far as the other side, it was like, yo, we gotta get these motherfuckers, we gotta get Britain off our back. What the fuck are we gonna do? Are we just gonna we can fake it, we can blow up some of their shit, we can fuck with them, we can fight them, we can do all this stuff. But then when it comes to, and my thing is then when it comes to these characters like the Namors, like the Killmongers, when you see it, it's because something is done to one of your people. Something is done to the character that you like, and suddenly it's like, oh my God, they're just so bad. I don't see it that way. I just don't. And so going on to Namor. Okay, last thing. What I'm saying is basically, you ain't gonna change my mind because I know where I stand at. And you goofy motherfuckers ain't gonna change my mind. You can bark about it all day. That's fine. You can bark about it, but who cares? I know what I believe. I know what I believe. I know what in me and what has affected where I'm standing at. The hands I've had to throw in the fights I've had to get into, in the hurt bones and stuff I had to go through, and the hurt bloody lips and cracked open skulls and stuff from doing shit. I know what I had to go through. So no matter how you try to spin it, no. We'll say what I believe. So going on to Namor. This Namor's whole thing was, I'm not letting anybody come and hurt these people that I'm with. And I talked about this on my last show yesterday and my last live. And I wanted to talk about, like, basically, Namor was almost like a continuation of what Killmonger was saying. He was just when he did what he did, it was a continuation of that to me, because it was a thing where Namor is like, yo, I've seen what they do. They've messed up they've hurt my people, and that's not true. That's not true. But if If you believe that's not true, he did the same thing. It was like if they come in, Namor did what Killmonger was going to do. Like straight up, Namor seen what happened to his people, and then he goes off and he kills all the people that did it. So now it's like Namor was more right than Killmonger because he did what Killmonger was talking about doing. Namor had the chance. He got his. It was just that his people had more nerve than the people of Wakanda. That's the difference. His people had more nerves than the people of Wakanda. That's why it's fuck Wakanda. It's always fuck Wakanda. Always fuck Wakanda. Fuck Wakanda. Because they could have made all kind of stuff different. But they had the nerve to kill their own people. But when it came to everybody else, it was no, we can't do that. We can't be seen. We can't. Namor, and like I said the other day, Namor as a child pops up and sees what his people were talking about. And when he goes to bury his mother, and it's like, what are you talking about? Namor said he was going to burn down the surface world. And you know that. You know Namor was always talking about taking out the surface world for different reasons. So how you going to play like we don't know? And even in the book, even in the movie, he talked about, yo, I'm going to tear the surface world up. If they come around here and they doing whatever, I'm going to tear the surface world up. Killmonger already knew what they was talking about doing, though. Killmonger already seen it. He lived it. He was like, yo, they doing this and that to our people. I want to do such and such to it. There ain't no big difference. Killmonger already knew that Namor was getting revenge. How is it not revenge if they come down there? They coming down there still in their tech and stuff. No, not tech. They come down there still in the vibranium, and then they taking it, and he has a right to go kill people because they took vibranium. Why Killmonger doesn't have a right to feel the way he felt because he done seen his pops get killed, left. He going through all kind of bullshit. He's seeing how black folks get treated, and he don't have a right to that. He's seeing how black folks getting messed over all over the world, and he traveled the world because we know that because him being in the military. He's seeing all of this, but he don't have a right to it. Even though what Namor was doing was saying, if they find out about my people, their motivations ain't no different. Killmonger seen it. Killmonger was seeing it. Namor came across them. Both of them saw it. Both of them dudes saw it. But and Namor did something about it, unlike them niggas in Wakanda. Namor did something about it. Killmonger had to get the power to do something about it. So what is we saying? What is we saying? Like really? Come on, man. Come on. Come on, man. No. Namor seen it. Killmonger seen it. Killmonger had to go get the power, and he had a way to go get that power to tear this shit up. Namor had the power, and it was like, okay, I seen what they did. I killed a bunch of them one time. That's how I got this name. Now, what's the difference with Killmonger doing what he's doing, and you saying Killmonger wanted revenge against Wakanda because T'Chaka killed his dad. Then he lusted after power and the crown. Because that's how he was going to get people to leave him alone. Because he had a rightful spot to it, and he knew he can use that angle to get the power he needed to get people to leave him alone. Namor already had everything for folks to be left alone. So he had a right, so he could kill people, even like they both lived through shit. Killmonger just didn't have the ability to do nothing about it. Namor already had the ability when he was a child and went back. And his people also instilled in him, like, no, we're not going to let these people do anything to us. When the time comes, we get up there and we're going to bust their heads. Namora was talking about it. She was like, yo, the surface world ain't shit. And You gonna let them do X, Y, and Z to us? You gonna let them come down and do this? We've been ready to fight the whole time. Don't try to play like Namor was just, he was telling them the whole time that they were going to have to kill and fuck their people up. I don't have an issue with that part. I don't have an issue with that part. But it's the thing y'all keep doing this stuff and minimizing. How is it that and the only thing I can say is that's that little coon in some of you in some of y'all, Javon. That's that little coon white man on your shoulder talking to y'all, because it's like, how is what he went through any different than what Namor is, than what Killmonger is saying? Because Killmonger is like, yo, my people is getting fucked up, and y'all over here not doing nothing. And the same thing his dad said. It's like, yo, these people that look like us is getting messed up. It's some of the. I said that's the little coon on y'all shoulder. I didn't call you a coon. I said that's the little coon on y'all shoulders. And if I did not mean to call you that. What I'm saying is that's that little coon, that little white man on y'all shoulder telling y'all, what he's saying, he ain't right. Get the hell out of here with that, man. No, this man, he's in it. Killmonger is in the thick of it. He's being treated. He got treated a certain way. Then he's seeing what black people go through. He grew up in Oakland. In Oakland, that motherfucking place is wild as hell. Like, especially in the times that they're showing that he grew up. I grew up in Southern California. I was born in Paramount, stayed in Compton for a few years, then went to Moreno Valley when everybody started getting vouchers because they wanted to start a move. Hotep ain't it like you see, dude? That's that weird shit y'all niggas start talking about. That Hotep, like, that's whole shit, dude. Like, y'all using a word that's a peaceful word to denigrate people. That's whole shit. I don't care if that's all he know how to do or not. That's what he do. I know how to beat the fuck out of niggas. If I go beat the fuck out of niggas to get what I want, then it is what it is. So, how you gonna say what he doesn't really mean? When that was his whole motive for what he did. His dad put it in him. His dad was showing him about what was going on. His dad told him about Wakanda. His dad told him and showed him what was happening to black people in America. That's what was going on. That was his dad's whole thing for why he did, even though he didn't do what was fully justifiable either. But he didn't know another way to do it. Like, come on, man. Like, really? Like, no, man. That's that whole shit. And then start talking about Hotep, nigga. Don't do that. Don't do that, bro, man. Don't be one of them dudes talking about Hotep and shit. Hotep shit, man. Come on. Y'all niggas be so quick to denigrate other black men about what they come up with, and then use peaceful words to start talking about black men because of where they come from. That's that whole shit. That's that whole shit. So what? So what? So what? You telling me like I give a fuck? I don't care what the first thing you did. I'm not. No. See, you be playing, bro. You playing that I'm denigrating a murderer. So the fuck what? Some people need to die. So you feel better because I'm talking about using those words, using a word like Hotep that is a peaceful word that came from African society to denigrate somebody that's trying to figure out where they have a place in the world. But then with Namor, it's like, well, I understand. Bullshit. So then if I say you a tap dancing ass coon, you start like, well, yeah, call me a coon. Like, no, like you can't. Then that's when we start throwing around these goofy ass names, and then we put folks in these categories. But it's like we try to. That's fine. That's fine. If you call him that, okay, that's fine. I ain't mad at that. You call him a hypocrite, I ain't mad at that. That's whatever. But we got to stop. Black folks got to stop that. We using these. That's that shit. These weird motherfuckers on Twitter and stuff try to do to denigrate black folks. To you, it's not right. To you, it's not right. To you, it's not right. But if that's what we're gonna do, then that's what we're gonna do. But we're not gonna. We got to stop that. Black folks sit around here and do this little goofy shit. We start calling black folks other names and stuff because black folks are trying to figure out where they have a place at. And that's why I say, even with this movie, I'm not going to denigrate no other black man that's talking about what he saw and how they see whatever with this movie. Since I'm jumping to something else, and we'll come back to that. I'm not going to denigrate no other black man so that because of what and say you a misogynist, you this and that. Call these little hoe ass names, this little passive aggressive shit niggas do online, and then think that shit is cool. That ain't cool, man. Like if nobody ain't really did nothing. Nobody ain't really did nothing. They just voiced their opinion about it. And then you start talking about right there, who can't shit? Because black folks is trying to figure out where they have a place at. And we calling that hotep shit, man. Don't talk like no Twitter hoe. Like don't do that. Don't do that. Don't do that. Don't do that. You better than that. Don't do that. Don't do that. And he can be a hypocrite. We are hypocrites. I'm a hypocrite. I ain't gonna play that game with you, man. You can call him a hypocrite. That's fine. That's fine. Because one minute I might say, hey, I gotta go, like, let's reverse it. I might say, I gotta go beat the fuck out this person. I gotta go beat their motherfucking ass. And then when I get there, it'll be, no, I ain't gotta do that. No, he wouldn't have, dude. That's what you think he should have did. That's not how that works. That's not how that works. I'm not coming peaceful with nobody that ain't been peaceful with y'all niggas are wild. You talking about being peaceful with a group of people that ain't been peaceful with you for centuries. So what? I know, that's what I'm saying. So what? I know you talk about Killmonger. So what? So what? Everything you're saying, so what? So what? So what? He's been dealing with it his whole life. So what? You can say this happened. I don't care. I don't care. I don't care because I understand what the man went through. That's fine if that's what you want to say. But we talking about power. We talking about power. And where he messed up by not killing and figuring out he messed up. Where he messed up at was not killing T'Challa. That's fine too. But where he messed up at was not killing T'Challa. That's where he messed up at. That's where he messed up at. That's why I say he messed up at. He should have made sure that T'Challa was dead. He should have made sure he was dead. He should have went down there and took him a group of people and to find the body. That's where he messed up at. If you got to go in, take out some people, bullshit. That's that bullshit. You tripping. See, now you just talking to me like I'm stupid. Like I just watched them not do nothing. Wakabi just watched them not do nothing. He had to come on as an ally after niggas killed your daddy, left you hanging, didn't come back and help nobody. Wakabi is sitting here saying, "Hey man, you gonna get clawed? Like none of you, he killed my people. Like none of y'all ain't gonna do nothing about it. He's supposed to come on as an ally when they already weren't doing nothing. Get the hell out of here, man. Get the hell out of here, Javon. Get the hell out of here with that shit, bro. Coming on as an ally when they already weren't doing nothing. Really? Really? When they already weren't doing nothing? He got clawed, didn't do nothing. He hurt his own friend. Like, yo, dude, I thought your daddy was gonna do something. You didn't do nothing either. Like, what's going on? But his daddy and everybody had the energy. They had the energy to go and kill his own brother. Man, get out of here. No, we're not doing that. We're not doing that, bro. We're not doing that. We're not doing that. We're not doing that. Out of here with that, bro. So the thing that what I was saying was that to me, Namor was a continuation of that. Both of them had issues with how their people were treated. Both of them had issues on how and why their people were treated a certain way. Killmonger they killed his parents, left him, didn't do anything, and then his father was already concerned with how people were getting treated, how Black Americans were getting treated. So it's like he grew up in that mess. He grew up in the trash that all of us were talking about. He grew up in all of that. Namor had it happen to him. So now he's like, yo, I seen what they did to my people. I'm not letting them come and do that again. Now it's the difference to me. The difference to me is that Namor and his people already had the power. Namor was born as a mutant, so he knew he had the power. So he could be a little bit more passive. He knew he had the power. Killmonger had to go get it. Killmonger had to go get it. And it takes that sometimes. It takes that. I fully believe it. It takes that sometimes. You have to go through that mess to get it, even in your personal life. You're not going to get nothing if you don't go on the offense and make things happen. You have to make things happen. Is everybody going to agree with it? No. Everybody ain't going to agree with it. That's not for you to be concerned with. It's like you got to make sure that you're taking care of you and yours. Now, I'm not saying go and kill people. I ain't talking about that. But I am saying you got to get one goal, do what you got to do to get to it. Because if you don't and you start getting wavy and everything, it's going to throw you all off. And I feel like that Namor was a continuation of that. To where Namor is like, I know what happened to my people before. I seen what they did. I'm not letting them come around here. I'm not. And if I have to go tell these people to work with me and do whatever, I'm gonna tell them. But I'm also gonna tell them that if you cross me, I'm gonna kill you and yours. And I feel like me and my lady were talking about something, and it was and she brought up something that was interesting to me. And she said, people may feel a certain way about Namor. They may feel because it was like I put Namor and Killmonger in the same category. Just one extended what the other one was trying to do. One had it to be able to do it, and he's seen it. That one seen it, but he had to go get the power. The other one was born with the power to already just mess stuff up, right? And she said part of the reason why they may like Namor and have more understanding is because he was doing stuff to a person. Being Shuri, the queen and stuff, he was doing something to people that they weren't necessarily cool and on the side of. Meaning, with T'Challa, you already liked T'Challa. It was a thing where you seen him in Civil War, you liked him. He came across, he was doing whatever. Killmonger do it. It's like, oh man, that guy's a meanie. He's doing that to T'Challa and his family and stuff. He's a meanie. With Namor, he's doing all of this in prison homegirl, took the black girl, all this stuff, and everybody is more like, oh, I like him and I understand and this and that. Some people saying these motives don't make sense, which I don't agree with. But it's like we understand this stuff, but it's like, and he's going and he's killing people, and nobody's talking about, man, he killed the mama, he killed this, he killed all them people. We like him, and it's understandable. But it's because, and my lady was like, it might be because that folks are like, yo, he doing this to Shuri, and we don't care about Shuri like that. We don't even like Shuri like that. We don't like them like that. We like T'Challa and them. And I'm starting to I'm starting to believe that that's the case because people flip flop. This is why I'm like, you got to stand on yours because people flip flop. 1 minute is, well, this is good, this and that, but as long as it's against somebody that they don't like, it's fine. It's fine. It's fine. If they don't like the person, however they're being treated is fine. And I ain't no better. I do the same shit too. I ain't no better. Depending on what it is, I do the same thing. So I'm not saying I'm separate. I will say I'm separate on certain things, but I ain't separate on that. It's the thing where it's like they don't mind what Namor was doing because he was doing it to Shuri and the other people that they didn't care about. They liked T'Challa. They cared about T'Challa. T'Challa was close to their heart. Shuri is not. She was not. I'll say she was not. Now she may be now. She was not. She was not. Exactly. So that's what, and that's what my that's what my lady said. It's like there was no, there's like, and to be honest, if you're right. You're right. It ain't no shame in that one. You're right. That what I didn't feel like that way about, even though I felt like he was right. I was like, that's still fucked up. But I felt like he did what he had to do. But I done moved on, and now I'm on what you talking about. But it was their rivalry, and it probably did lose a little bit. But my thing is still like, that's what helps people feel like, hey, if and I'm out, and what we were talking about, and what she was saying was like, if it was T'Challa that all this happened to, then that means that people would have felt different about Namor. Would have felt a lot more different about what Namor was doing. Folks would have felt so much different about it because they have an understanding with T'Challa. They have a connection with T'Challa. There was no connection with Shuri like that yet. And so what Namor is doing, it's like, oh man, this and that, blah, blah, blah. It's a little bit more understandable. But when Killmonger is doing it to T'Challa and everybody's like, oh no, we ain't with that. We ain't with that. But what Namor is doing to Shuri is like, oh no, I understand, and not when like I said, I feel like he was a continuation of that. He dealt with it because they said what, he was like 500 years old. He was a he was a continuation of that because he already ran into it, and he was born with the power to do something about it. He a kid, and it's like, oh, what? This is what they doing to my people? Like, this is where I gotta bury my mama at, and this is what they doing? What's going on, man? What's going on? We talking about I'm talking about the I would say like the parallels of Jesus. Wow, Winston. I'm talking about the parallels of Namor and Killmonger. And so I'm like, Namor already ran into that. Namor already ran into it. He was a kid and seen it. His people told him about it. He was a kid, he's seen it, and he was like, I'm going to do something about it. And then he was able to wipe them folks out and then stay up under where he was at. He didn't have to go and do anything else he didn't have to go do anything else because he has powers to where it's like, okay, if they come around here, I got to do it. Killmonger had to go get the power to do it. So once he got it, then it was like, okay, now I got to fight because Namor had to do the same thing. His people did whatever. He seen that he had to fight. He wiped out them people. Then he was minding his business. It's like, yo, this is what we're going to do. It's Namor. Namor. No, it's Namor. It's Namor. The wild thing was like nobody in the movie called him Namor besides him. And I ain't mad at it, but what? What do I support? Do you support Black women businesses, sir? Just ask what? Why wouldn't I? Why wouldn't I support Black women businesses? But to answer your question, yes, that was, oh God, the internet. That was just out of nowhere. That's not even what I'm talking about. Was it? Okay. Anyway, that was a YouTube comment, folks. Some of y'all couldn't see it. That was a YouTube comment. Like, do you support Black women businesses, sir? Just asking. Yes. Yes. Do I? Okay. It just came out of nowhere. It's just like, do you support them? Like, whoa! Like, I live with Black women that we set up their own businesses and we get their businesses and stuff straight. Like, what? Appreciate it, man. Appreciate it, man. But yes, I like, see, but that's the thing. Like I wanted Namor. He would have killed Riri. He would have killed Riri like automatically. He would have let her. He would have let her have it. There wouldn't have been no talking. And I got you locked up. Nah, she dead. She would have been dead before she would have been dead on that bridge when they got her. And if he because he didn't have a reason. My thing was like he didn't have a reason to really keep her. If he really wanted her dead, he could have killed her and just told Shuri to go on about your way. what was going on, Winston? That had you like that? I think he was a little bit politer than I thought he would be because it was like, but Namor in the comics is also that motherfucker. He also unhinged a little bit. Like one minute is one minute is hey we cool. Then the next minute I get and that's what I'm talking about. Like I don't mind a person being hypocritical because if it gets them to where they're going to get, then yo I'm going to call it. And just like you said, you going to call it. But when I step into where they're at, I do what I got to do to get to where I want to be at. Namor will sit there, go with Sue Storm to go talk to some other Atlanteans and be like, yeah, we good. Oh, everything's fine. Then slaughter all the head people and kill all of them and be like, y'all gonna bow to me, there's only meat out of this motherfucker. And then he done killed all the other Atlanteans that were opposing him. And it's like, what? It's like, man, oh my God. This dude wild. So yeah, like, yeah, yeah. But I think like I said, oh yeah. I like that part though. I like when he did that. I like when he did that. But yeah, he would have just wiped them all out. He would have did. That's just. And I was like, that's some old. Was it Jonathan Hickman with the Avengers versus X Men? Was it John? Was it Hickman? Eh. But I was like, oh, okay, all right. Yeah, they. I mean, they did. That's something that didn't bother me as much. It bothered me, but it didn't. But again, I felt like what he was doing was uh that dude was a damn monster. Hickman Zemo was a fucking monster. But yeah, it's just a thing where it's like, yo, I feel like he continued on with what's his name did because he was like, to be honest, he didn't have to. Well, he didn't have to, but he did because, and I agreed with him because it was like, if you send anybody down here, if I see any ships or anything, I'm killing them. I'm gonna kill you, and I'm gonna kill all these other people. Don't do it. Don't do it. Don't do it. Don't do this. Bring me the person. And so the whole time I'm sitting back and I'm like, I mean, I agree with him. I agree with him. Like, don't keep no, no. I tried to be peaceful with you. I'm telling you, I need to kill this person because I know that these people up top on the land, I've seen what they did to my people before. I know that they're not going to stop. As long as she alive and they leave her, whatever, I'm going to tear up their tech, and then I'm going to kill the person that did it, which I still like what you said, Javon. What you said, I agreed. It was like he should have he would have just taken her out on that bridge. He would have been there. It wouldn't have just been a Tuma and Namora. He would have been there and he would have killed her on that bridge. And then you let it be what it is. But just going along with the story, just going along with what we got. I'm not applying them. I'm just going along with what we had in the story and what they did do. I agreed with him. It's like, no, I know what these people do because y'all, that's why everybody, like when y'all keep talking about like opening borders and sharing, fuck all that. You know, sharing with none of these motherfuckers. I wouldn't have never go by what Namor was saying. Go by what Namor. I agree with him. I'm not sharing nothing with these people because I seen what they do. I'm not sharing anything with these people because they have already proven that they trifling. And Ramonda is saying that too. It's like y'all done proved that you was trifling. There ain't no sharing nothing with nobody. There ain't no sharing. Not with these people. There's no sharing. Yeah, he would have died on that. He would have just go ahead, just like he did with T'Challa. Like, what you gonna do with that? What you gonna do with that knife, T'Challa? What you standing there with that for? We try to get this stuff straight. I got everything taken care of, but what you what you got that knife for? Well, you just gonna have to kill me then. So yeah, he would have. I agree, but there was no sharing. Like there was no sharing with these people because there was no he like I said, he already saw what they've done. I'm not gonna risk. I'm not gonna do anything with that. And on the opposite side is he's seeing what Wakanda is going through. He's seeing what they're going through. He's like, yo, I see what they why would I do what they did? Why would I make this dumb move that they did? I agree with you on that too. I agree with you on that too. I think T'Challa would have killed him. Like you're not gonna come up here, kill my mama, do all this other stuff, and kill all these people, and then no, nah, nah. But that's why I haven't. That's why I haven't. That's why I have an issue with like the stuff that. That's why I'm always like, man, fuck Wakanda because the choices they made. A lot of stuff from what I'm getting with a lot of them, they have these badass women fighters and all this stuff, but they weren't necessarily a war based people. They just weren't. That's what, and like you can have great fighters, but you ain't a war based people, and you ain't ready for that. Like Namor and his people were from the time that the shaman convinced his mama to take that mess, and they convinced everybody to take that and let's go over here and mind our business. They were all like, "Yo, look, these people up there do X, Y, and Z. They trifling. We got to be ready if it ever comes." And I respect that. I respect that, and that's why even with Killmonger, like we can call him whatever, but we can bark and back and forth all day. You mean he was coward? He was this? That's fine. That's fine. That's not. I see it as a person that had to get the power that he had to get. These were the abilities he used to get it, and I got it. I see Namor as a person that had the power from birth so he didn't have to go get certain things. But when he was faced with it, unlike Wakanda, when they knew about the slave trade and everything else, they didn't do nothing. Namor did something for his people. He's like, I come back, I see my people, I'm going to do something about it. I'm going to do something about it. And so me personally, I just felt like he was a continuation of that or parts of it, where they were in different spots to where it's like he had been alive. Uh, that is true. They were just they were just going at it. They were just going at it. And so I I just feel like that for me, with the Namor that we got, I agreed with what he was doing. I agreed with it. And it was and it just and I feel like a lot of people agreed more like what you were saying, that without T'Challa being there, it made Namor more I feel like without T'Challa being there, even though I would have still felt the same before a lot of people, it felt like it was like with T'Challa not being there, it may have made it to where um what Namor was doing was more understandable because you didn't have a connection to Shuri. You didn't have a connection to her. But I agree, no matter who was there, I agree with what he was doing because you got to protect your people. You got to protect your people and you got to protect yours. And I don't mind the selfishness to come along with it. That's why, like I said with Killmonger, I don't mind the selfishness to come along with it. Does that mean I necessarily follow him? Depending on how close I was to him. Because I would know that, hey, I know that this dude would do some trifling shit to me. So, I, mm. Oh God! But I mean, you're right. I was about to be like, well, you know, she tried this, yeah, she do, she there, but you're right. You're right. You're right. I'm not even going. Again, I'm not even going to bark. I'm not. I can't. I'm gonna tell you the truth. If I could be like, well, you know, this and that, and that, and this, and where she trained, and then she did, and then they was trying to protect Mbaku from her. And then, nah, I'm fully with you. I'm fully with you on that. There's no way that the person, like, when it comes to actual fighting, she wasn't about that. And it was wild for them to do that. God damn it. Now you got, see, I tried. Fuck. Damn it, Javon. I was trying to see, I was trying to be positive. See? That's the thing. I try when I'm trying to be positive, then you come in here and mess it all up. Everybody already complained enough about me talking crazy about everything. So now there ain't no way. I now that I'm thinking about it and you really talking about it, I agree. There's no way. There's no way because she never was a hand to hand fighter. like Shuri was never a hand to hand fighter like that. And I get, but see, that's the thing. Like, this is what I'm talking about being disingenuous. Not you. Not you. Let me be clear. I'm not talking about you right now. I'm talking about what we're reading online and people, and this is why I'm not, this is why when we talk about the Hotep thing, like, let's not do that. Because everything you saying right now, and like you said, I could say it and somebody else could say it. That don't mean it's right. I agree with you. I agree with you. But then it's like, well, what you saying? They're like, that's some Hotep shit, and then you being misogynist and this and that. No, what? No, because the man, he's saying that sure he wasn't a hand-to-hand fight in the MCU. What we got in the MCU, there was no evidence that she was a hand-to-hand fighter like that, that she could get down like that. All the evidence was she was a long-range tech user. She was a long-range tech user that knew about the science of things. And then people I've seen the argument that that um y'all saying that a woman can't this and that and this she can't take out the, but it's like she's fighting a person that they're all saying is on the level of the Hulk, but she don't have no hands. She don't, just the suit and just the suit and having the power to do it ain't gonna overcome a person that's been fighting and stuff that knows how to fight and has the power to stand up in front of the Hulk all their life. And that is war minded. That don't make sense. But what did make sense was that the only thing I can say is that what she did damage, did dry him out enough, and having him on the desert part slowed him down enough. That's the only thing that I could think of. But I do understand. I do understand what you're saying. I mean, yeah. I mean, yeah, like he, it didn't bother me, but I could see where it makes sense. That part makes sense. That part makes sense. But because it's like, but it was like, how long? I'm like, no, I could shut it down right now and be like, nope, I ain't talking about that. But my thing was like, did whatever she did when they were in the plane, did it damage him enough? Like, but it didn't seem like they were in there that long. Like, and then it's not like the dude ain't never been. I would wonder, like, how hot was it? But then she did burn him too. But that was at the end. That was at the end. So my daughter is mad. That was at the end though. So I'm like, bruh, I can't call that one. I can't call it. I can't call it because it just this is where people are saying some of the stuff just seemed rushed, and this is the issue. Like when you really start thinking of this, see, man, this is the thing though. When you really start thinking about some of this stuff, then you get talked to like you're crazy. It's like when I really start thinking about it, and I gotta say, kind of like the stuff with the like we were talking about with the Killmonger stuff. I'm not gonna say you're wrong by calling him a coward, but I don't agree with it. I don't agree with it. And I've thought about it, and I'd be like, yo, I feel like that. I don't get that either. I don't understand that. Like, it didn't bother me that they had the son. Like again, that didn't bother me that he had the son, but it didn't. It was like that didn't make any kind of real sense. So by not telling his sister. So I mean, again, I feel like that what I personally got is that what we had, without going into the other stuff, without going into the other stuff, is that Namor did what he had to do to protect his people, and he had the power to do something about it. And I felt like he was right, and I feel like even with Killmonger that he was right. They just had different means of going by what they were doing. Namor already had it. Killmonger had to get it. Namor already did his slaughtering of people and stuff. He already had it. So I just wanted to stay on. I just wanted to get back to that topic real quick. So yeah, man, that's what I got. That's what I got. And that's what I saw. And I feel like that a lot of people, because of like what you were saying, because of that connection and knowing that that was a right, well, not everybody, because everybody don't know about it, but a lot of people know enough to just like, hey, him and T'Challa have a rivalry. Some of the stuff that Namor gets a pass because he kind of he Namor gets a pass because he was doing it to a person that nobody cared about, that nobody had a connection with. So some of the same stuff that he was doing in comparison to Killmonger, he gets a pass with. He gets a pass with it because he was doing it to Shuri. And Shuri was the one that nobody really cared about. Nobody really had a real connection with her. So it's like, hey, we don't have too much of a problem with him. But if it was T'Challa and he killed his mama and all this other stuff, y'all wouldn't be like, oh my God, Namor is he'd be like, he's terrible and this and that. But because Killmonger was doing it to people that you had a relationship with and you cared about and that you were introduced to, it was whatever. With Namor, it was with T'Challa, it wasn't whatever. It was you didn't like it. You didn't like that. With Namor, you basically it was almost like you had a clean slate and you got two people vying for power and you got to pick which one you're going to ride with because not enough people cared about Shuri to care enough. With Namor, it was like, okay, I'm going to pick either Namor's side or I'm going to pick Shuri's side. And then you can sit back and look at both and stuff like that. And that's fine. And like I said, I understood all of them. I understood everybody's position, everybody's. I understood it. I didn't agree with everything, but I understood. And but it was like a clean slate to where it was like you didn't have a solid stand. It was like, okay, I know Wakanda and I know these people, but they were just all these people were just side characters. I didn't know enough and care about enough with them. If it was T'Challa, y'all would have been on that bandwagon, be like, no, Namor was wrong. He was terrible. He did, but since it was somebody y'all weren't sure about, and you just knew him as a little side character, and you didn't know which. Some people didn't know the stories, didn't know which way it was going to go. Y'all couldn't, y'all a little bit, y'all giving Namor a pass. Y'all giving Namor a pass, and it's like Killmonger would. Namor is doing the same thing. He just already got his killing of people, a lot of it out the way. They showed him do it. It was like, hey, I'm a kid. I'm gonna kill all these people because they hurt my people. I don't have to go and try to find power. I'm born with it. I'm killing these people. It is what it is. So I agree with it and stand on what you believe in. Even Javon, I don't agree with nothing Javon talk about when it comes to Gary. Nothing. I don't believe with nothing he talking about. Nothing. But he got, but he a man. He got to stand on what he believes. You got to stand on what he believe in. If that's what he believe in, and that's what his experience has taught him, then you stand on that. We ain't going to agree on it. We ain't going to agree on it. I'm not going to agree on it, but I'm not going to treat you dirty or nothing about it. Even if we talk a little, we get a little bit of hype with each other. I ain't gonna be like, I ain't gonna this and that. I ain't gonna help that man, this and that. Because if I see somebody and if I'm with you and somebody do something to you, then I'm gonna bust them upside the head. And I'm also not gonna let nobody talk crazy about you behind your back. And I'm like, no, that's my man. I don't agree with the shit with him. I don't agree with it. But I don't agree with it. And even when we go back and forth, it's like I don't agree with it. But no. But you got to know where you stand at. And I know where I stand. I don't have an issue. We're gonna go back and forth. We're gonna talk about it. But I know where I stand, and I'm gonna let it be. Just let it be. And I'm not gonna treat a person like I ain't gonna talk to them, this and that. Fuck all that. I'll talk to you. We ain't gotta have the same opinion. We can go back and forth a little bit and let it be what it is, and call it a day. If I was rocking with a Wakandan tribe, who you going with? Oh, if I have to rock with one of them, no, it's fine. It's fine. If I had to rock, the question is, if I was rocking with a Wakandan tribe, who would I go with? I can't. I don't think I. Yeah, I like them. I like the Jabari, but I'm like, no, I couldn't. I couldn't until they show up, and none of them seem to be this way until they show a war tribe this offensively willing and ready to do what they have to do. I can't rock with none of them. Like I would have, but if I had to, like if I just had to, shit, nah, no, I wouldn't. Like there's always an option to not do none of them. I mean, but yeah, they didn't go off and do anything, knowing that like because that's the tribe that was it Maccabi Daniel Kaluuya's character from. But they didn't go off and they weren't, it wasn't like they were like, yo, we gotta go get Claw. It was just like they were just kind of like hanging out. It was like and it's not like they had no kind of real pull. So it was like, nah, I can't get with that. Not if I have a choice in it. Not if and I've already talked about some of that. Like if I have a choice, I'm like, yo, I got to be offensive and go get some of these folks because, like, damn, all this other stuff. I'm gonna have to get me my own little secret crew, and they had Wakanda got spies all over the place, but I'm like, I'm gonna have to have me a little crew of spies to go run up on Claw and stuff because you're not gonna kill and hurt all these people and we trying to play this diplomatic shit. Like, no, you out in the world just gallivanting around like everything fine, and it's not. And everybody else in Wakanda just like, well, you know, I can't kill him. And T'Challa, I can't kill him because he in front of all these people, and I can't kill him. Get the fuck out of here. All of them done already blew up, killed your man's people and stuff. And that's why I said I agree with Killmonger. It's like Killmonger was right again. It's like your pops killed mine. Your brother couldn't do nothing to the person that did such and such. Like, come on, man. Like, when are y'all gonna do what you got? When are y'all gonna do what you got to do? When are y'all gonna do this? Like, come on, man. I laughed like when I seen, and I know it's coming from like I'm not like when people talk to me about when it comes to stuff with Killmonger, we still on which crew we deal with. When people talk to me about stuff with like Killmonger, they talk to me as if I don't know and see what he did. I just don't care. Like I don't care. I felt like it's necessary, and that's the way he got to it. Because like you said, all these other tribes, they weren't doing it. The Jabari and the guerrilla folks were like, look, we're gonna go up in the hills and we're gonna stay away from some of y'all because we don't really rock with what y'all doing. But they weren't going out doing anything. They knew about everything that was happening, but none of them were out. None of the Wakandans were out doing anything. So I can't honestly say that I would pick a Wakandan to be with. All of it looked cute and pretty, but I'm not. I'm doing the same thing. I might as well just stay over here in the U.S. with these trifling motherfuckers and do what they doing. Because it's not like I'm getting anything from them. They gonna mess up my people. They seen them mess up all the people, and then people are like, well, you know, not all African tribes get stuff with. They was just dealing with the slavery. All kinds of. If I had to pick, if I got, it wouldn't be a Wakanda. Like I said in my other broadcast, live the other day, I would have been down there. I was like, hey, Namor, do y'all got any more of that blue stuff so I can drink it? I'll go down there and I'll swim around there with y'all. If y'all gonna keep these other people away from us, like if we're not gonna let these people run up on us, I'm gonna go there. So if I had to pick, I figured out how to get down to Talokan, or I would have went with I would have went with Killmonger or something because Wakanda is showing like they doing all this peaceful mess. Like we're gonna open up our borders and we're gonna do all this stuff and be nice to the world, and they just getting ravaged. Like Wakanda has been taking L after L after L after L and losing all these people, all because everybody talking about well, the Killmonger he didn't share, and they why you see what's been happening to Wakanda since they made themselves known. Yeah, Winter Soldier. Yeah. He wouldn't. After a while, Bucky would have been like, "Nah, I gotta go. I can't kick it with y'all. Y'all doing too much. Y'all letting too much shit happen." And I'm glad you brought that up, man. Just this whole question because now it's got me thinking. I'm like, yo, Wakanda. Everybody talk about how Killmonger was wrong and he didn't share and he didn't open up. But why? Why? Like Wakanda has been taking L after L after L. The more they keep coming out, the more L's they taking. And they losing important people. They just taking L after L after L after L. And y'all talking about that's what Killmonger should have did. What? How? Like how? Like no. Like when we go that T'Chaka gets killed. You the site of Infinity War where all the Wakandans they brought Thanos and his crew right to Wakanda and tore parts of Wakanda. Okay, so going by what we saw, I can't say that they tore parts of Wakanda. I don't think they did. Y'all, you guys can tell me. Shut up! This is going to take an L when the director doesn't recast the child. God damn you! Oh shit! And the thing is, like, they ignored it, but now that they talking about opening up borders and stuff and opening up to the world, all they doing is taking L's. Just like Thanos and them come, kill a bunch of the men off in that war in Infinity War. Just kill a bunch of Wakandans. Like, y'all couldn't have took these motherfuckers somewhere else. Couldn't we have did this somewhere else and kill all them daggone Wakandans? What happens? Then now they done lost their queen. She get murdered. They done lost T'Challa. He gets murdered. The Wakabi's people get murdered. They done lost their people. And y'all talking well, not Wakabi's, not Wakabi getting murdered. Wakabi's dad. But that was before they opened. You know, that was before they opened. So. Oh, that would have been crazy. You know, that would have been crazy. Like, what? What is this? When it got reversed? Oh, that would have been wild. That is true. That is true. We didn't get to see and that's what I remember about him, like with him being introduced to the Fantastic Four back in the day. Because it was like he pops up, and it's like, because I'm gonna be honest, I had first seen it because I was still young. I had first seen it. Well, actually, I knew about the book. I just didn't have money to buy it. Because, but I had first seen it on that old Fantastic Four cartoon where he went up against him, and then I was trying to find the comic. It was kind of pricey because it was old, and I was like, "Dang, I ain't got no money for that." But I seen it on the cartoon. It was like he was steps ahead of all of them, and it was just like, what? But yeah, man, I'm like it doesn't make sense to me. It doesn't make sense that it's like I'd have to pick the people from Telecom and Namor's people. Oh, I'm ready. I'm ready to see that. Oh, man, I hope that happened. I hope he be spitting all the game in. And so I hope he does. I hope he does. And the way this Namor acting, he was already acting like he was smiling in Shuri's face a little bit. And that's the thing, though. Like, that's why I'm like, I can't. That's why I'm like, I can't fully agree with all this stuff about with the like being buddy with everybody, because it's like, yeah, Wakanda then took a whole, but they just keep taking L's. There ain't no like what win did she get? We know, like, at the end of the movie, it was peaceful, right? But we know what Namor is. He a wild motherfucker, and even this Namor, just he had a crazy look in his eyes in the end, like they gonna be indebted to us. Namor, just chill out. But what he's saying is like, yo, when it comes down the road, I'm going to turn my back on them and I'm gonna mess them up. Yeah, that is a little wild. You talking about when Namor was tearing up them Nazis and stuff in during World War II? And so I'm just like, it makes no sense. It makes no sense. Like, well, he didn't go and try to talk to people. Why? Wakanda is showing you, even Queen Ramonda is showing you, like, we trying to talk to him and they still doing trifling shit. So how? My son opened up the stuff with y'all. He trying to work with you, and y'all still willing to come up here, shoot at my people, mess my people over, hurt my people for something that my son and everybody was saying that they were willing to do and work with you about. But you still willing to hurt my people and still sneak and mess up and put my people in danger. But I'm supposed to open up stuff, and that's why, like, I can't get with the stuff when y'all talking about with Killmonger. I can't, because it's like they're showing in the second movie that what he was doing to me was the right thing, because being open buddies with these motherfuckers, they showing that they don't give a fuck. France and the US is showing, yo, we still gonna, we know you opened up your borders. We know you saying you gonna work with us, but yo, we don't like how you doing it, so we gonna come take it from you. And then you got Valentina, Ross's wife, that's gonna do. She's sitting there like, yo, I be having dreams about this shit. I'm gonna get that stuff, and I don't care how I'm gonna get it. Like, yeah, what? So Killmonger should have came in and then be like, you know what? I want to be buddies with y'all, and we can share. Ain't no sharing. Ain't no sharing. They showing you there's no sharing. So why we playing this game? And then Wakanda's just losing people, just getting hit. Then people getting hurt. Then people getting robbed. Then people on the boats and stuff. And they got the U.S. coming up, running up on. I mean, France, not the U.S. Excuse me, talking too fast, just running my damn mouth. They got France running up on them, and the U.S. causing issues, sending in secret folks, and all sorts of mess. But Killmonger was wrong. Yeah, coward, all that stuff. That's fine. But the movie keeps showing that everything that what Wakanda is doing is wrong, and it keeps messing folks over. So I'd rather go a route that we ain't tried. That's just me. That's just even me in real life. Like, look, I'm gonna go a route that I ain't tried because I haven't seen my family and everybody else do it a certain way. So I'm gonna kind of try to go this route because it ain't what this ain't what I ain't seen nobody do it this way. So if I mess up, at least I try to do something different because doing it this way obviously doesn't work. So it is what it is. And I think that's, like I said, with Namor, he understood that. Him and Killmonger was like, ain't no reasoning with them. Ain't no reasoning with these surface folks. Killmonger was saying, ain't no reasoning with them. No, if I gotta get through all of y'all and mess y'all up to get to where I gotta get to where I see things, then I'm gonna do it. Because the way that y'all talking about doing it already ain't working. Then we get to the second movie and we show it's not even working more because they still messing them up more. So Wakanda take L after L after L after L after L, and y'all talking about that he should have did it that way. No. Namor were right. Like, no, we're not doing it like that. We're not gonna let y'all do what y'all want and come up in here. We gonna stand here. We're gonna mind our business, but we're gonna mess you up. And then if I come and I see this, I'm gonna do this about it. And like I said, the only difference was that Killmonger didn't have the power to do something about it, though he was growing up. He was growing up in the conditions after what Namor stopped with his people. Namor stopped it in that particular region where he buried his mama. He stopped it. Killmonger was growing up years later after the aftermath, and he knows about it because of what his daddy told him, what his daddy's showing, what he's growing up as. He's seeing it. So it's like, no, we ain't. I'm not cool with that. And Namor is just like, no, I'm not cool with that either. We're not gonna let them do so. They could have just brought Killmonger back and he would have killed Namor. So it is what it is. But as always, I'm gonna let y'all go because this and that. And Javon, I'll definitely have folks on. I gotta finish getting my stuff straight. I think I got it down packed on how to bring people on and everything. I plan on doing that so we can talk and we don't have to be in anybody. Agree with me, disagree with me, that's fine. We can talk about it and all sorts of shit. We can talk about all that. I'll get folks on that want to, whether it's just voice or face, video, all that. I'll get it all straight on here and we can have folks on and I'll set the link so folks can click on it and come in. But I'm definitely gonna get that done probably later this week. I tested it out. I wanted to try to make sure everything was right. I still wasn't too sure about certain things. But I'm gonna do more of that, and then we'll be able to talk about it because I'm gonna start doing the stuff regularly for the most part, and we can chop it up there and go back and forth and all that mess. So I'm bringing on anybody. You can agree with me, you can disagree with me, you can do whatever. That's fine, but I'll do that. And so as always, thank you for kicking it with me. Go to akachicomics.com, get your free copy of Souls of Chaos. Go get the merch, all that crazy stuff. If you want to support anything, go support the books, and then you can tell me if it's trash. You can be like, "Back, your story is trash. You talking all this shit about all this other stuff. You ain't no better than nothing." That's fine. Just go read it. Just go read it. And so, and then there's still Void Beast, and then I'm getting all the other stuff together to get out chapter 4, and then hopefully we'll get some other stuff rolling. But thanks for kicking it with me and listening to me rant and rave and do what I do. And also, here's the thing. Another thing about all this is that I like doing this. Like this is just fun to me. None of this is serious to where I gotta dislike a person because they don't agree with me or or do whatever and stuff. I ain't got to do all that. You ain't got to agree with me. This is all fun, man. Like I said, I got other business. The business of comments and stuff. This is fun. This business is still business, but this is fun. This is doing this and talking with folks and everything is fun. And when it comes to me personally, like I said, we can go back and forth all day, but I don't think no less of you. I'm not gonna not talk to you and stuff unless you just outright being a liar. Like I can say whatever with Killmonger and I see it. I don't care. I'm not gonna lie and be like, he didn't do that. I'm gonna tell you, I don't care. I seen it. I don't care, and I still agree with that. Unless you, but if you're a liar, and like I said, even what you find, my man, he on his thing, and I respect it. I respect it. So as always, go to akachicomics.com. Thank you for kicking it with me. I love all of y'all. I don't like all of y'all. So I will holler at y'all later. And we'll get on next week and talk about some other things and all that good stuff. So thanks for kicking it with me. Peace.